uncertainty and questions that are asked by CEOs, by consumers, business owners, large and small. And Ernie, it also begs the question of the rationale for the tariffs, because more economists say that if you actually want to reduce the trade deficit, this isn't the best approach. So what do you make of these policies to begin with?
Look, there can be a case made for very narrow tariffs when you have very specific goals, things, especially national security goals or things like critical minerals, but not the sort of broad tariffs that the president has announced. And to Greg's point, certainly not the chaotic rollout that we've seen, because the chaotic rollout punctuates the economic damage that you get. I mean, just the direct effect of the tariffs is already, counting at roughly $4,700 for the average American family per year. And then on top of that is the chilling effect on investment and consumption that comes from the uncertainty. Businesses can't plan, which is just going to exacerbate that economic effect. So it's not a recipe for an increase in manufacturing or any other industry in America.
And Greg, normally during this type of economic turmoil, instability, financial market sell-off, in past crises, it was investors flocking to the U.S. As a safe haven. And we've sort of seen the reverse here. We've seen Treasury bonds and the yields have actually gone up as opposed to going down. We've seen the U.S. dollar go down as well. From what you're hearing, from what you're seeing, how concerned are you that foreign investors are losing faith and trust in the U.S. financial system?
Oh, I'm very concerned. I mean, if you look back at the history of trade policy, in some ways it's been a bipartisan affair. If you go back to NAFTA, it was negotiated by George H.W. Bush and then passed under Bill Clinton. So the movement toward free trade, towards lower trade barriers, has really been a bipartisan effort throughout past administrations. We're now in a very different situation where the foreigners are looking at the U.S. and saying, we don't know what to make of them. We don't know what they're trying to achieve. We don't know how reliable they are. And this sort of feeds into the general sort of uncertainty about the U.S. role in the world affairs, whether it's things like NATO or things like the WTO, the World Health Organization. We just don't look like the reliable anchor in the world anymore, and that would be very bad if people lose faith in the U.S. as the center of the world system.
And Ernie, what I've heard from a number of experts is the worst possible outcome here is that the U.S. dollar could lose its reserve currency status. How likely is that to